I couldn't do a lot of immersion this last week, and there's a couple of reasons why that happened, and I want to explain to you what the reasons were and how I solved them so that this video is of some help to you. So, before starting, I want to say that in the description of this video, I have a PDF in which I explain how I learned English, how I'm learning Japanese right now, and on the process of learning whatever language that you want to get discipline. So the first thing that happened to me, last week was that I had a bad mental health. And why I had a bad mental health? Well, because right now I'm living at Venezuela. So if you don't know about the situation in Venezuela right now, which I don't think it's, which I probably just, I think that you know, but if you don't know about it, in Venezuela, we are going through political things, and these political things are not are very distracting if you are a person who's related in some way in Venezuela. So if you really want to know about it, just go and look it on Twitter. The thing about this is that I even created an account on social media, like on Twitter, and this got me very distracted. I was actually watching what happened in my country for like 2 hours or 3 hours. So like, you know that actually watching things on social media is not actually healthy, especially if you are actually always looking at things like this, which actually um like decrease your mental health by a lot, because you are just seeing uh, things that are happening on your country that are bad. So that's actually why I had a bad mental health. And actually, social media is never healthy as well. So, like, yeah, those that was the primary reason why I think I was very distracted. Well, and of course, uh, this got me very distracted, and I could do use like 2 or 3 hours a day of immersion in Japanese. So not that much. I mean, it is a good amount. It is a good amount to do like 2 or 3 hours of immersion, like are good hours. And most people are not capable of doing 2 to 3 hours, but I just wanted to do like 5 to 6 to 7 hours. I didn't want to be distracted watching things that were not on my goals. So yeah, actually, that is not that is just not the amount that I wanted to do. And here's actually how I solved it. The first thing that I did is to just do less and less every day. We don't want to just stop doing the thing just because we wanted to. We have to do the thing less and less, because if we just stop, it's just not going to work. Like, you're going to go again and do the thing if you just stop doing it. You're probably good. You're probably gonna be good for like 3 days, and then you're going to just go to your normal habits. The thing that we want to do first is just to avoid the thing, like to not even look at it. The most efficient thing we can do to do this, or what I did actually in this case, is just to uninstall Twitter. Actually, Twitter coupled with WhatsApp was for me the most distracting thing. So what I did was just to uninstall WhatsApp and uninstall Twitter. Now, if you for some reason can't uninstall the thing that is getting you distracted, like WhatsApp maybe, and then I will say to use, I mean, in my phone, I have a mode in which is a mode without distractions. Here, here it says that the mode without distractions is activated. So, yeah, in this mode, I put the applications that I want to block, which is probably WhatsApp and probably things like Telegram, YouTube, Discord, which I haven't installed, by the way. So yeah, that's the first thing that we want to do. Avoid the thing. Now, this we want to do it progressively. Like, On the first day, you're probably not going to stop watching social media. Like, have that in mind. Have that in mind that you're going to fail, so that you can prepare to failing. Don't think that you're going to be. Don't think that you're going to succeed on not watching any social media on your first day. Like, that is not going to happen. Think that you're going to fail so that you can prepare to do it. Now, we want to do this progressively. Like, we want to avoid the thing, but we don't want to resist the temptation of doing the thing. I say to not resist the temptation because when you resist the temptation and you lose, this is practically a battle with your brain. And let me tell you that when you lose a battle with your brain is going to learn patterns which he needs to do to obtain the temptation. So when you lose a battle with your brain on, like, let's just say that you have a phone here, and you have the applications like you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have WhatsApp, and you're resisting the temptations of going to those applications, and you lose and you go to those applications. Your brain is going to learn what he needs to do on your body to go to those applications, and this is always going to happen if you resist doing the thing. So majoritarily, we want to avoid looking at the things, or like literally ignoring the things that gets us distracted, and we don't want to resist the temptation of going to those things when the temptation comes out. Uh, like, if you want to go and watch WhatsApp, watch it for like 5 minutes. If you want to go and watch Instagram, watch it for 5 minutes. And that's what we want to do. The second thing and the last thing that I did was meditation. Now, meditation is kind of a weird topic, but I'm going to say to you because meditation for me uh, is always helping me. So I'm going to say some of the things that meditation helps you with, which are concentration. Like, when you're working, it helps you to concentrate better. You have a good mental health. And why I think that you have a good mental health when you do meditation? Because you're literally focusing on something that is kind of vain, like your breath. You're focusing on your breath, and like, there's just not anything that is more boring to than focusing on your breath, and that probably is going to um put you in a very healthy place instead of, like, I don't know, watching social media or things like that. So yeah, I think that that's the reason why meditation is super healthy, because you are actually very let's just say that you are like very concentrating on what kinds of thoughts you are getting, and it augments your capacity of doing boring things, because if you're capable of doing things like focusing on your breath or focusing on, I don't know, this microphone, if you are capable of doing things like that, then you are capable of doing things that are less boring. For example, doing your homework or doing, I don't know, whatever thing that you get bored with. So here's how I did it. I went to this application called Medito, which you don't really have to go to the application. I just say to go to this application because it is just very useful. So if you don't want to go to this application, just put a timer on your phone. Although I would recommend to go to this application. In this application, what we want to do is to look for guided meditations. And if you're not using the application, just put a timer on your phone. What we want to do with those timers is just to put it on the less amount possible. Now, in this application, the less amount possible for guided meditations are 5 minutes. So we want to put it on 5 minutes for guided meditations. Now, guided meditations, I like them because when you first start doing meditations, you don't really know how to focus on your breath, or you don't really know what things you can do to for the patterns of breath. Like you don't know the patterns of breath that you can do to get more relaxed. Yeah, you don't know anything about that. You don't know what things you could get focus on when you don't have anything to focus on. So guided meditations in specifically this application, which is called Medito. Sorry, this application it's called Medito. Medito, like literally Medito, Medito, and you can look for it on the Play Store or on the App Store. So what we're going to do is to literally put a timer for the less amount possible, because when you're first starting, you're not going to be capable of doing 20 minutes of focusing on your breath. Like that's super fucking boring. So what I will recommend is just to do like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 2 minutes, even 1 minute. If you're not capable of doing even 1 minute, do 30 seconds a day, and then progressively improve until you have like 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, and that's it. Like that's literally it. So uh, to summarize it, you go to guided meditations, you learn to do meditations. If you don't want to use this application, just go to YouTube and look for guided meditations for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I'm sure there are things like that, but like why wouldn't you want to use this application? Because it's free. So Medito, it's the application. um and when we learn how to do meditations, we want to do it every day for at least 10 minutes and progressively improve until we get those 10 minutes. Actually, when I first started doing meditation, I did it for like, I don't know, 2 minutes or 1 minute a day, which is a ridiculously, it's a very ridiculously little amount. So like, yeah, I mean, you're gonna start doing 2 minutes, then progress to 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, six, 8, 9, 10. You get the point. So yeah, and those were the things that I did to improve my mental health and get less distracted with the things that kept me very distracted during this period of a lot of political things in here in Venezuela. So like yeah, that's kind of it. And thank you, and I hope that this video brought you some value.